Hello, I'm Aquatic and welcome back to some Minecraft 1.13 Aquatic update video. Today I wanted to talk about this update because a lot of people have the big question of why is this update so different to the Bedrock version. So if you don't know, Bedrock launched with the Aquatic update phase 2 just a week ago, and that update was actually very different to this one in quite a few different ways. There are more features found in just the Java version alone than are found in the Bedrock version, and I think I'd run through all of these features and, kind of let you know the basic reason for all of them, and basically just explain that, yeah, the 1.13 update is a different update to 1.5. They were meant to be vaguely similar, and they both are themed around the Aquatic update, but this update includes a lot more, and let me explain all of the differences with this short, hopefully short video. So please do like if you do like it, because it helps out the channel a lot. Let's say you do like the Minecraft videos, and you do like the comparisons of both Java and the Bedrock versions, because obviously on this channel we try to cover all of the major versions of Minecraft and all of the major updates that do come out. So with that said, let's get straight into talking about the very first thing, which is worth noting, perhaps the biggest change for most people, because phantoms are found inside this update on the Bedrock version, but they're not found anywhere else. So if we place down a phantom just like this, you can see it exists. We're playing 1.13 and here it is in the game. The reason that it exists here in the Bedrock version, but not, here in the Java version, but it doesn't exist in the Bedrock version, is because the Bedrock version has called the Aquatic update to, they consider that to include all aquatic features. Anything that's not aquatic is not essential to that update, and if you look at this feature right here, it was announced the same time as the Aquatic update at Minecon Earth last year. However, there's nothing especially aquatic about a flying mob that's based on not sleeping, so that's why it's included here, because Aquatic Update PC is just the 1.13 plus 1.14 combined into one update, whereas the Aquatic Update on Bedrock is just features mostly based around Aquatic. I know that seems like a weird cop-out explanation, but it's the one they've gave us, so it's the one we'll use from here on out. Speaking of features which are only included on, the Java version because they're not aquatic, there's a few examples of this, and the next big one is map markers. So map markers are quite a cool one, because if we place down a banner and then we press the banner using our map, again, it's a weird thing, you can place down a marker onto your map. So as you can see right here, I now have a marker where that banner is at any time, and it's a really interesting thing, because as soon as you destroy the banner, the marker is destroyed too. But basically, you can mark locations on maps that aren't just where your, arrow is, because again, I can always see where I am on this map quite easily, but the marker, the banner is a permanent marker. You can have as many of these down as you want. I'm going to place like 3 next to each other to prove a point, or kind of badly next to each other. As you can see, you can have as many as you want. They do kind of stack like this, and yeah, basically, if you want to mark locations on maps, you can. It's a really cool feature that I'm not sure how to use, because I mostly play single player, but if you do any amount of multiplayer, this is an amazing way to mark out points. Like, okay, that's the, that's this biome, this is the place where I found a mob spawner. You can mark all of that stuff on maps, which is something that's just amazing in my opinion. Really love it, and it's a key feature that I'm looking forward to eventually seeing on Bedrock and consoles as well. So, or PS4 as well. So let's move on next to the third feature, which is, again, not an aquatic feature, and that's why it's not found in the Bedrock versions, and it is actually bark blocks as well as strip bark blocks. So these are bark blocks right here. It is wood that is 6 sides of, like the outside, not the inside. So obviously a regular tree, you've got the inside. Should we go for a regular tree? There's one over here. Again, you're all familiar with this, but just for anyone who isn't, as you can see, the top of the tree block has this inside of a wood kind of feel. However, a lot of people don't like this texture. Again, there are reasons why you might be able to use it in some places. A lot of people don't like it, however, so what they've introduced in this update is the bark block. The bark block has existed for a long time before this, but now exists in the main game. There is a crafting recipe, which is just combining 4 wood together, and then you can get a block, which is 6 sides of the wood, and that's kind of cool by itself, 6 new blocks, but also they come in 6 new types if you strip them using an axe, because as you can see, now you get a stripped bark effect on all 6 sides. Personally, again, I don't know if I'd use these strip versions besides maybe this one, because I love the acacia strip wood. Personally, I'd rather use them in their non-strip form, but again, they do exist. They are a feature in this update, and it's a pretty cool little, again, Java exclusive for now. And then again, the intention is to bring them to Bedrock, but right now it'll probably be 1.6, if not beyond that. So right now it is a Java Edition exclusive. Moving on to the next Java Edition exclusive. This one, is I guess actually one more before we go on to the kind of unclear territory, because you can actually place item frames underneath and on top of blocks only on the Java version. Here you can see item frame on the floor. Here you can see item flame on the ceiling. I think I got that right. Yeah, as you can see, and then you can fill that with whatever you want. If you place a map in there, it will cover the entire block, which is, again, I think looks really great. Like maps on the floor, maps on the ceiling. We need more of that. It really, this is like, there are so many possibilities I see of this. I really am looking forward to like filling out a bunch of maps just so I can make a huge map room floor or something. But yeah, item frames placed on the floor and ceiling only exist in the Java version because they were one of the earliest changes in this update. You might recall I made a video all the way back in January when they were first introduced, because again, the Bedrock developers were way more focused on dolphins and turtles and other stuff like that. Speaking of turtles and other other stuff like that, let's talk about the turtles, because the sea turtles, as they're known in Bedrock, are known as the turtles on Java. This is actually, this just comes down to like the Java developers and the Bedrock developers. They communicate to make sure both versions have all the same features, but they have no such obligation to each other to make sure all features have the same names. So when turtles were introduced by the Java team first, they called them turtles. When they were introduced on the Bedrock side of things, they call them sea turtles. Why is that? I mean, reasons, I guess. Like, there's no officially listed reason. It's just like, well, they decided to do it, question mark. So yeah, this right here, it's known as the sea turtle on Bedrock. It's known as the turtle right here. And the turtle egg, again, known as the, sorry there, pal. And the turtle egg is known as the turtle egg, not the sea turtle egg. And also, it looks like a spawn egg, which, honestly, I'm actually torn about this one. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. So the turtle egg looks exactly the same. It functions exactly the same on Bedrock and Java. However, you know, it's square in the Minecraft world because most Minecraft things are square. Because again, we're playing a cube game. I'm sure you're familiar with why Minecraft is square. However, when they put it in the inventory, they figure, oh, we're making a sprite. We could make it be circular. Would you rather have the square item in your inventory, or do you like that it looks like a spawn egg? Because that's effectively what it is. It's the egg which can spawn a mob much further down the line. Yeah, do you think the eggs should be square or they should be circular like they are here on Java? Because I'm really genuinely torn. I like the circle more, but I also think it makes less sense to pick up a square block, have it be a circle, like if I pick one of these blocks up, then it's circle while it's in my inventory, and then it's square when I place it back down again. It feels a bit weird and a bit jarring to me, but that's just my kind of opinion on this one. So moving on next from there. So again, mostly this update is all just, you know, it's mostly the same with a few changes as far as names and stuff. And one of the biggest changes as far as names is concerned is that different items have different colors on the Java version. So as you can see, the text for telling me how much damage and attack speed this has, it's in green. If you look at the text for different things, it's all slightly different colored. For instance, you know, right, like how the golden apple and the enchanted golden apple, different names, by the way, to their Bedrock counterparts. They've got a blue and a purple name. These names have now carried over to more and more stuff. So as you can see, there's the blue effect on this text right here. The beacon, the Never Star, I believe it's called, is actually, again, it's got a very slightly different color now. So beacon's blue, the Never Star is purple, if I'm not mistaken. There's a lot of different color changes that you'll see in this version of the game. I always have issues finding, oh, there it is. As you can see, yellow Never Star, and it kind of functions like a rarity system. So this is a legendary item, I guess. This is a rare item, and then there's the purple items for like epic items. Again, if you follow the loot system used by most games, including World of Warcraft, and I think Fortnite uses it as well now. So let's just call it the Fortnite system, because let's be honest, that's what most people probably know it as. And yeah, a lot of items have different colors, only here on the Java edition. Why do they have different colors only here on the Java? That's a question you'll have to ask yourself. Next up, watercolors is very slightly different. This is just a difference in implementation. The Bedrock water was coded first, then they just copied it vaguely over to Java, but not entirely. So I think water looks a lot better on Bedrock now, which is different because for the last ever, it's been way better on Java, but that is a change. Also, do you see that? Okay, that was the weirdest thing. So, also, there is an option on the Java version exclusively that if you want to, you can change the biome blend of your water. So, if we turn this up, there is a slight performance increase, but if you look, the biomes now, they blend much better together. Or, if you want to just see what biome the water is in, you can turn it all the way down to one, oh, okay, well, it's 1 by 1, but it's just called off. So, as you can see, there's no biome blending. It's just, this is one biome, this is the next biome. You can clearly see from the water which biome is which. It's a really cool feature. I like it. It just gives you more powers. And I guess they decided on Bedrock, like, what are people going to do? It's going to create inconsistencies. And I kind of agree. I like having the option, but I think it feels a bit weird to implement it for the game. So I'm kind of glad it's not there, and also weirded out that it's not at the same time. Here you can see one biome, different biome, different biome. It also works for the above ground biomes. So, for instance, the grass will change from biome to biome very quickly. Single blocks, you can see where one biome ends and another biome begins. So, for instance, over here, actually, I'm not sure how far this extreme hill goes, but you'll see as soon as the extreme hill ends and another biome begins with a different color, because I think the Spruce Forest is the same one, you'll see how it's a very different kind of look on the surface. Okay, here's a better example. We have the Spruce Forest, which is a kind of high altitude cold biome. The moment it goes into a regular biome, you can see just a single block of difference. I love this as someone who likes to analyze the technical side of Minecraft, dive into these weird things and show them off in videos. It's cool to see the exact block the plain biome starts and ends. It's weird to see that, like, there's a little exclave right here of of extreme hills or of Spruce Forest inside of the thing. Again, there are weird ways to abuse this once you know that, but for now, it's cool to see it, and that is one of the last Java Edition exclusives. We have one huge one. So there's a lot of Java Edition exclusives that are, so things that came from Bedrock, so they're not really exclusives, they're just things that came from there. And also, we have features from the Java which have been removed. So for instance, we still do not have the customized worlds back, which is weird, but we do have Buffet instead. So Buffet is a really cool new thing. By the way, new biome names, which is arguably an exclusive, but it never comes up anywhere else. But yeah, the interesting thing about this, let's go to the Shattered Savannah Plain biome, is the fact that there is a brand new world thing called, it's basically, you know, we have the option to generate different biomes on top of end terrain, regular world terrain, or never terrain. It works a little bit like customized worlds, but also a little bit different at the same time. And the reason I bring this up is because it's just a bit strange. And yeah, basically my point here, there's a lot of Java Edition exclusives. Some of them are just because, you know, they didn't want to add non-aquatic features to the aquatic update because they didn't have time on Bedrock, even though it released earlier than the Java version. So maybe they did have time. But some of it's because of that. Some of it is because of the fact that also look how wonderful this looks, and some of it's because of the fact that it just like doesn't thematically fit. There is going to be a 1.6 update which will catch up the Bedrock to the Java, and then with 1.14 we'll have to wait and see how that goes. But for now, here are all of the aquatic update features that are exclusive to Java. If you do play Java, and I know a lot of you who have subscribed to the channel do, then you can enjoy these features, you can revel in them, because again, personally, I feel like this buffet world, we need to do this in survival. In fact, should we do a survival stream of this later? Let me know in the comments down below. But yeah, thank you very much for watching today's live stream. Give it a like if you liked it, because it helps out the channel. Let us know you do enjoy videos on the internet. Share if you really liked it, and subscribe if you are new around here, because I make videos like this one every single day on the channel. And if you subscribe, you'll see them daily on the homepage. It's such a cool concept, right? Like, I think it's mostly down to the abandoned mine shafts that always make it cool. But like seeing any biome generate end style, it looks wonderful. So thank you very much for watching, like I said, and I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.